Hello everyone, welcome to CyberDucky, and today we will discuss about basic concepts of network for the OT engineers, or especially the foundations, because last few years I've been working on networking subjects for with OT engineers, and I have been seen a lot of OT engineers doesn't have much experience or knowledge on the foundations. So I would like to do some knowledge transfer for those engineers. Maybe it will be helpful for them. So what I would like to show is that discuss the three uh, uh, level of in network. There is a seven layers, and this is where the network works in 7 layers. 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I want to show you, this one is 1 2 3. Well, actually it should be from below onwards. It's usually go from below. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So what we want to discuss is the first three. So let me explain, name the first, all the layers first. This one is application layer. Number 6 is presentation layer. Number 5 is session layer. Number 4 is what you call transport layer. Number 3 is network, and number 2 is data link layer. Number 1 is physical layer. So what we need to learn for the basic, most important is this 3. So let's go one by one. So when we say physical layer, right, so let me put that. So physical layer, where it's like you have a laptop, and you have a network switch maybe, and you have one more. It can be laptop, maybe PLCs or HMI, or it can be PLC. So how they connect to your network. So this is what it means. It's ports. So basically the physical layer is what type of connectivity you're going to use. Is it RJ45, or other main cat cable, or is it fiber optics? Is it Wi-Fi? This is the things will be discussed in this layer. So basically when the layer 1 is the connectivity. What type of connectivity we're gonna use? Is it copper cable, or is it fiber cable, is it Wi-Fi? So this is very simple. So most of the time this one is very easy to understand. In a local area, you most likely you're gonna connect your PLC through a cat cable, not by using Wi-Fi or fiber. Chances are very much less, I believe. The next one is the network layer, which is data link layer. So the data link layer, it's one of the important stuff, And what is involved here is that two things. One is this is where the VLANs are involved, and another thing is involved here is MAC address. So these are the two things comes here. So let's say again we go back to network search. You have maybe 1 2 3 4 5 ports switch. So one other thing you will be asked most of the time, is it unmanaged switch or managed switch? So in managed switch you can create VLANs inside. Maybe you can create typically you can create from you will have 1 to 4000, but by default VLAN 1 is native, which means VLAN 1 equal to 1 is native. When they say native, means it's by default it comes with a switch. So when you open a box, if you manage switch, the VLAN 1 is a by default you receive. That's why I call native VLAN. So other than that, you can create VLAN 2 or maybe VLAN 1000. It doesn't matter which one you want to create. So example, let's say more 1 port, so total 6 port. So you have PLC for 1 PLC for, or maybe I say 2 PLC for one, maybe production, doing one kind of a work. So you can put both of them in, let's say they connected like this, and you can say these ports are VLAN 1000. So whatever, and you can they can communicate within these two, within the VLAN. They cannot talk outside because there is no any mechanism, because usually we need a routing layer to help them to communicate between two different VLANs. Example, if you have another PLC or maybe HMI or sensors connected to VLAN 2, maybe let's say this one is VLAN 2. So if they want to talk to each other, maybe example these two need to talk to each other, they need a routing. So this is what we will discuss, the one in layer network layer. For now, what we need to know is that the VLAN segregation happens here. So so if you have a managed switch, if you don't have a managed switch, it's a hub. So basically there is no VLAN, nothing, so flat. So what is recommended is, one of the things recommended in is that every VLAN, they should have a IP range for that particular VLAN. So let's say this VLAN 1, maybe we use IP so VLAN 1, let's say we are using IP equal to 192.168.1.series24. then VLAN 2 IP equal to 192.168 should be 20/24. I mean, the point is these two cannot have same IP address, because it's like in a road. Let's say we have one road or street, maybe they say street, it's not clear, sorry. Let's say you have a street so let's say you're living in a street 1 and you have two buildings here, right? So maybe this one is block 100 and this one is block, so block also block 100, and postman comes and he see block 100 and block 100, he don't know where to deliver the letter or the parcel. So at least it should be block B and this one block A. Then okay, this one coming for block A, I can deliver here. So that's why the address is IP address is very important, not to be, you know, to have both. I mean, VLAN has, every particular VLAN should be have its own dedicated IP range. For that's the best practice. So if you're creating a VLAN, then it should have its own IP dedicated, so there'll be no conflicts like this. So most of the time I see this is one of the problem, that there are always conflict between, duplicate IPs in a flat, usually it will be a flat network, and it will be a lot of conflict. So we need to either change the IP address or need to translate the IP address to the different range. So this is one of the challenge. So yeah, so that this is for the network layer. Physical data link layer. What we need to know is, as a OT engineer, you want someone who doing planning for network for your PLCs and any connectivity within the factory. So this is one of the things you need to see. So it's always better to segregate things by VLAN based on plants, or maybe based on area, based on some kind of a system. You can separate them by VLAN and then dedicate range of IP address. One of the thing I notice here is that usually they use publicly accessible IPs in the local LAN. So let's see that one also in the next layer, which is the network layer. Yeah, the next layer is what we're gonna work with as a network. OT engineer who doing network. You'll be work with network layer. So this is where the IP address comes. So what happened is that we saw before in the previous two layer ones. Let's say we have a network search with 4 ports, and we have PLC, maybe sensor, and maybe we have a laptop. So we have like 4 devices, and we're gonna put these two in one particular VLAN, or maybe I change the color. Okay, so it's in maybe this equal to VLAN. VLAN maybe, let's say 100, and we create one more VLAN for this 2 port where this sensor and this laptop is connected, and this one is VLAN equal to 200. So this one we done already. This one is done, things are separated. Now the question is how they're gonna communicate. So one thing what we discussed is that every VLAN has to have particular IP range. Before that, I just want to highlight something called private IP and public IP. Let me get this. Yeah, so you can see here something called private IP, public IP. So these are the information you need to always remember, or maybe just remember that when you're planning for a network, that this range of IP, or this range of IP, and this range of IP you can use for local network, and this one cannot use for local network. Local, like local LAN or local LAN, this one cannot use. No for local. So that's the thing. One thing I noticed in the past 2-3 years I've been working with OT engineers, they always, whatever the environment I go and touch, usually they use this one. I don't know why. Maybe it's already, somebody did, and they keep following the same. So this is one of the big mistake. The reason is, again, these are routable internet IP address. So example, if this laptop connect to internet, and Google also have a IP address.com have an IP also. So most of the time this IP Google you're gonna use is maybe from in this one, maybe it use 128, maybe 100. And if somebody go and configure, if you configure the IP address in the same range, 128.100 and maybe 1.2, and if Google also use the same IP, maybe let's say 200 dot, sorry, 21 dot maybe 100, so the traffic will go, I mean it will not go, because this will be showing as a connector route in the routing table, so it doesn't work. So most of the time I've encountered this type of problems where they use wrong IP range. So always remember that VLAN, when we create a VLAN or create any OT network, you should make sure that it should be in the private range, so that makes things easier. Yeah. So once you have a VLAN, if you want to communicate outside VLAN, this is where the network layer comes, and in this layer we are using a routing. So if you have a managed switch and it is a layer 3 or layer 2, need to check. If it is layer 2, you cannot configure any IP address for any of these, whatever the IP you're planning. Example, if this one you have planned, if you have planned this one is, let's say 192.168.100.0/24, and this one you have planned 192.168.200.0/24, then we need a gateway so that this traffic, when you have a, we can assign this IP range from here. Then for this device, as example, here we can put 192.168.200. dot maybe let's say 20, and the gateway maybe should be 192.168.200.254 maybe. And the same thing goes here also. When in this VLAN you will have 100, right? 192.168.100 100 for maybe this PLC, and it should have also gateway 192.168.100.254. So what happened is that this IP gateway, the device, there should be one gateway device which can do layer 3. It will know where to send the traffic when it comes, like a post. When okay, this address, okay, you go to this direction, it will give directions wherever the next IP address. If example, this laptop you want to access the Google, then it will go, traffic will go to its gateway, and the gateway will say, oh okay, this one is internet IP, you need to go out from here. So that's what it happens. So this is a very basic knowledge I want to share today, so that OT engineers who struggling to set up their network maybe can benefit. And if you are someone who learning network and network related topics also, maybe I hope it will be helpful. And feel free to subscribe my channel, and ask for any help you want, put in a comment. I'm happy to support you guys with my knowledge. And recent times I will try to put more this type of topic related, and I'll be focusing on more on security as well. So please subscribe to my channel and watch videos and engage through the comments. I'm happy to reply whenever I have time, and have a great day. Thank you.